So hello guys, it's your boy Mathew Javier, and for today's video, we're going to do a chapter 11 summary in NetAcad. So first of all, we're going to what are the section and objectives in chapter 11. In 11.1, network design, identify the device used in a small network. Next is identify the protocols used in a small network. Third is explain how a small network serves as the basis of larger networks. So in 11.2, which is the network security, explains why security measures are necessary on network device, identify security vulnerabilities, and identify general mitigation techniques. And another one is configure network device with device hardening features to mitigate security threats and apply the commands to back up and restore an iOS configuration file. So in 11.3, which is the basic network performance, it used the output of the ping command to establish relative network performance and used the output of the trusted command to establish re relative network performance and use show commands to verify the configuration and status of the network device. Last and not but the least, that use host and iOS commands to acquire information about devices. And in 11.4, network troubleshooting, apply troubleshooting methodologies to resolve problems, troubleshoot interface and cable issues, and troubleshoot client connectivity issues involving DNS. So we'll start in 11.1 network, which is the network design. So in network design device, in a small network, first it composed of small network topologies. It comprises one router, a couple of switches, and the user's PCs. Next is access to internet through a single WAN or wide area network link, cable or DSL. It managed also usually by a third-party company. So device selection for a small network, security, QoS, VoLP, L3, switching, and NAT and DHCP. So, in an IP addressing for a small network, address a space is a crucial component of network design. All devices connected to the network require a address. The address scheme must be planned, documented, and maintained. Address space documentation can be very useful for troubleshooting and control. And address documentation is very important when controlling resources access. And also, in redundancy in a small network. A network should be reliable by design. A network failures are usually very costly. Redundancy increases reliability by eliminating single points of failure. Network redundancy can be achieved by duplicating network equipment and links. A good example is a network link to internet or to server farm. So, another thing is traffic management. Traffic type and patterns should also be considered when designing a network. A good network design categorizes traffic accordingly to priority. So, traffic sent to the router without any priority is the backbone of the network. Traffic sent to backbone in order of priority. So, the next one is small network application and protocols. All I was going to say is under small network application and protocols. So, first one is common application. The next is network application that is used to communicate over the network, and email clients and web browsers are example of this type of application. Third is application layer services. It composed also of programs that interface with the network and prepare the data transfer. Each service uses protocol which define the standards and data formats to be used. Next is common protocols. Processes on either end of the communication sessions, how messages are sent and be expected response, and types and syntax of message. And another thing is meaning of informational fields, interaction with the next lower layer. Next is voice and video applications. It's like and under it is infrastructure, VoIP, IP telephony, real-time applications. So the next one is scale to larger network. First is small network growth. To scale a network, several elements are required. These things are network documentation, device inventory, budget, and traffic analysis. So, protocol analysis. Protocol analysis is that understands the protocols in use in the network. Protocol analyzers are tools designed to help in that task and capture traffic in high utilization times and different location of the network. Analysis results allow for more efficient way to manage traffic and employee network utilizations. All employees must be aware of how network use is changing, and also a network administrator can create in persons IT snapshots of employee application utilization. So in 11.2 network security, security threats and vulnerabilities. Types of threats. Digital intrusion can be costly. Intruders can again gain access through software vulnerabilities, hardware attacks, or stolen credentials. Common types of digital threats include those listed in this graphic. First is physical security, and under it is hardware, environmental, electrical, and maintenance. There are types of vulnerabilities. First is three primary vulnerabilities, which is technological, configuration, and security policy. Second one is endpoints can be under attack, such as servers and desktop computers. Third one is any of these three vulnerabilities can be exploited and used in attacks. Network attacks. Types of malware. First is in some chapter in NetHacked, we study the different types of cyber attacks, which is viruses, worms, and Trojan horses. So, in reconnaissance attacks, discovery and mapping of systems and services. It also acquire enough information on the target system or network to facilitate the search for vulnerabilities. Third is common tools rely mostly on free and public internet services such as DNS and voice. And third is port scanners and packet sniffers are also commonly used in reconnaissance. And last is access attacks, which is it have password attacks, trust exploitation, and port redirection man in the middle. So there are also denial of service attacks. Although simple, DOS attacks are still dangerous. It, we also prevent authorized people from using a service by consuming system resources. Prevent DOS attacks by applying the latest security updates. Common DOS attacks: ping of death, SYN flood, and DDoS, and a Smurf attack. So, network attack mitigation, backup, upgrade, update, and patch. Keeping up to date and latest deployments. Enterprises need to keep current with the latest version of antivirus software. Patches for all known vulnerabilities must be applied. A central patch server for managing a large number of servers and systems. Patches should be installed without user invention, authentication, authorization, and accounting. AAA services provide access control on a network device, and firewalls, a firewall control the traffic and help prevent unauthorized access. Techniques for determining what is permitted or denied access to a network include packet filtering, application filtering, URL filtering, state packet inspection or SPI, endpoint security also, and device security overview. Default settings are dangerous because they are well known. Cisco routers have the Cisco Auto Secure feature. In addition, the following apply for most systems: can change default username and password immediately, restrict access to system and to authorized individuals only, turn off unnecessary service, update any software installed and any security patches prior to the production operation passwords. So at least 8 characters, probably 10 or more. And for our 11.3 basic network performance, which is the ping command, interpreting ping results using the ping command is an effective way to test connectivity and use connectivity and use the Internet Control Message or ICMP to verify layer 3 connectivity, help to identify the source problem, what is the indicators that will tell you. So the trace route and trace command, which is have interpreting trace message and extend trace route, show commands, host and iOS commands, and debugging. The debug command allows the administration to display message generated by the following process of a real-time analysis. 11.4 Network Troubleshooting methodologies and about the troubleshoot cables and the interface. So, all of this on Cisco devices, the shown version command can be used to verify and troubleshoot, as we say, basic hardware and software components during the boot process to view information for all interfaces. A router to show an IP interface command is used. The show IP interface brief can also used to view more abbreviated output. The show IP interface command Cisco Discovery Protocol or COP is a Cisco priority protocol that runs the data link layer because CDP operates the data link layer. Two or more Cisco network devices such as routers that support different network layer protocols can learn about each other even if layer 3 connectivity does not exist. Cisco iOS configuration files such as startup config and running config should be archived. These files can be saved on a text file or stored on a TFTP server. Some models of routers also have USB port and a file can be backed up to USB drive. If needed, these files can be copied to the router and or switched from TFTP server or USB drive. So that is all about chapter 11 summary. Hope you learned something, and that's all, and thank you.